Yeah, me too. Like, last night I wanted to talk to Ben more, I wanted to talk to Weiwu more, but I didn't trust myself. I didn't take responsibility for my own resistances, my own fears, and really it's my own ego. It's my own point of not wanting to, if I do approach Ben or if I do approach Weiwu, I don't want to look weird doing it. And that is in no way going to assist me to actually open anything up. So it's just fascinating, this point of how we accept ourselves to be this male ego point, and how it seems more dominant within men. Like, looking at how the girls have been within this meeting, they've been much more open, talkative, and I find that in general there's also that stereotype, you know, the guys are more silent and the girls are the talkers.
There's like extreme too, it's so fucking
yeah. Yeah.
Fucking party.
Yeah, and then it was great. It was great because in the room we could hear the girls just laughing, and they would run out and grab cameras and go back inside, and I was like, what the hell are they doing? But then, like, in the room where the guys were, I was just darting my eyes around these other guys, and it's like, oh, all right, well, this is fun. I'm just gonna not say anything though.
It's kind of like in polarity.
Polarity, yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why the male ego isn't going to survive process, just because there's just that much shit
from the
involved
perspective
in it.
Yeah.
The females are opening up, and we are like, living in our own bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Paul just brought up that point of, this is a good example of why the male ego specifically will have a harder time walking this process. And like what I see within that is, like, for myself, my own point of never wanting to be wrong, never wanting to admit, and never wanting to be self-honest when I have points, when I have resistance, when I have fear. All of that is actually going to keep me from taking responsibility and actually changing, because if I'm not willing to accept within myself my points of dishonesty, I'm never going to actually move through that point. I'm just going to keep finding ways to really sabotage myself and abuse myself within dishonesty. But what do you guys see within that point?
Look at how much it's holding us all back, because the more people who get involved, the easier the communication becomes, and the process gets easier and easier the more people participate with equality. Because the points that need to be exposed to start to make significant change are like really just so obvious and so just like right in front of our face, but that fear is being supported by everyone, and so it's like just really, really fucked up. Like, I mean, that's not like an adequate description, but it's
No, you hit that on the fucking head.
Yeah.
No, that was a great
No, that was it. That's and it's a cool point too, because really process is not difficult. It's very simple. It's the walking it. If you have ego, if you have self-interest, if you have points of not wanting to or not willing to face yourself and be vulnerable with yourself and actually care about yourself enough to do that for yourself, it's going to be a very, very hard process. And the only thing that makes it a hard process is that ego point. And within this, I see males definitely have more of that ego. But it's also not to limit and create this idea or belief that, oh, males won't be able to walk this process, because that's not the case. We're living proof. It's the ones that allow themselves to give up, the ones that value self-interest, and dominance, and wanting to be superior, that will not be able to walk equality, because that's completely counter to equality.
It's as easy as being humble and just like changing the way that men relate to women and have a relationship.
Yeah.
Because the way that I see it is that males are going to have to turn into females.
Males are going to...
ego-wise,
Yeah.
so that we can all just eventually just open up and actually have that great group discussion that
Have
we're doing.
such fucking fun too, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And just noticing the contrast of how I experience myself now that, like, we're all talking. It's like this wall falls down and suddenly I see these guys. Whereas before I was in my own bubble and I wasn't allowing myself to actually see these guys. Like physically, yeah, I know they're in the same room with me, but I wasn't allowing myself to be here with them. I was like just creating my own world and wanting to live in my own world separate from everybody else. But really it was, I didn't want to open up with other guys. So it's just fascinating, like so much of the world exists within that, not just guys with other guys, but how we are walking around in our lives within our own worlds
Break
with
mind
all
control.
break the mind control, and we're the only ones that can within self-honesty. One has to will oneself to break it. It's not magic that somebody else can do for us. Keeps the bugs off.
Yeah, I have some maybe mosquitoes or
Yeah, there's mosquitoes out here, definitely.
something.
Cool.
Scratching all over.
Are there any more points?
Solution.
Solution.
Get the girls
Get the girls?
to come in because what's going on, I mean, like we're saying polarity and stuff, that's like
Right.
why I was like putting that, because it's like it's like what's the female role in this, even with like people who are like so expressive like Marlon, it seems to still function according to a bigger system. So I mean right, like
Yes.
that's, I want the girls to come in and
Cool.
put their input in.
All right,
I'd
let's
enjoy that too. I'd
Yeah.
like to hear them.
get a group discussion going for equality. So I guess we'll adjourn this session and maybe get some female perspective. Cool.